you touched on things we can do in a positive way throughout the recruiting process, but I'm sure, and I know you've only been in it a few years now on the college side, but I'm sure you've seen some things that stand out on a negative side. So I guess if you were to give one piece of advice on what not to do as a recruit, what would that be?
Well, I think players got to understand, particularly if they want to play in college, that they are always being evaluated. I know these are uncertain times, and normally we would be out actually evaluating kids and seeing them play and seeing them interact with their teammates and interact with their coaches and all of that good stuff. But players got to understand that they are always being watched. A call doesn't go your way in a game. And, you want to get on the referee and start getting, letting into the referee and saying some profanity and, showing a bad attitude and disposition. That goes a long way with probably not giving you opportunity to play at the next level. So I think players, again, they got to know that they're being watched. And then I think it's important that parents understand, because I touched on this before. When I recruit a kid, I'm recruiting their family. And just like you don't want a player, a bad apple in terms of a player in your program for 4 years, you don't want a family in your program for 4 years. And what I mean by that is, sometimes parents can be unrealistic in terms of where their son or daughter is in terms of their skill set. And I've seen it where players didn't have opportunities because of a dad that's in the stand coaching from the stand, or a mom in the stand giving the coach a hard time, like, well, you don't know what you're doing and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, it could be something that hurt a player with this opportunity to play at the next level.
Yeah, right. We don't want too many LeVar balls out there. That doesn't help the situation much. So yeah, you touched on it. You're recruiting a family, and I feel like the person, it's their off the court actions that speak just as much as their on court actions. I remember a coach once told me he likes to stand right next to the lunch line when he's at his camps and watch how the players interact with those that are serving the food, because if they're not being polite and thankful for what they're getting, then that's just going to be how they carry themselves on and off the court. So it goes a long way. So it's I'm sure it's interesting to see it from a coach perspective on how
it goes a very long way. And then I think it's also important that young people understand that it doesn't matter how good you are. If we can't get you in college because of your academics, it's not going to work out. I don't know how many times, and it really hurts my heart when you have a good player and they're a good person, but then you pull their transcript and you find out that they don't have all their core courses. Maybe they're missing an English or math, or maybe they just, the GPA is too low, or the test scores are too low. Because, and I think it's very, very important that young people realize that, yeah, your skills on the basketball court or whatever sport you decide to play, that's important. But how you prepare yourself to be successful on the court, you also got to prepare yourself to be successful in the classroom. And, do your work, do your homework. And I know this is kind of different right now because a lot of kids had to finish the year online. But again, it's very, very important to make sure you're doing what you need to do academically, so that if you do have the opportunity to play in college, that you don't get that opportunity because your grades won't allow you to to move to the next level.
Absolutely. Yeah, it goes both ways. You got to work hard on and off the courts. That's what we always try to tell players at camp, regardless if they don't want to hit or not. So